Congratulations on your success with Sunshine on Leith. Was the success what you expected?
You know, it's really found an audience, and I think that, you know, it's been what has been joyous as the producer of the film is just seeing how much people have taken it to their hearts and how much fun it is for people.
How did you find working with a musical? So was it a different approach than working on a non-musical?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, working on a musical, you definitely have a different approach. But that said, you know, we are quite well versed in making action films, and you know, when you make a musical number in a film with many musical numbers, it's just like when we make action films, isn't it? You know, you have to do the research and you do the choreography, and you know you have to know exactly what you're going to achieve in that number. So it takes prep and it takes rehearsal and it takes planning and it takes recording, in the same way as it has when we've made action films. You know, so yes, it is different, but it's actually a process, and once you've clocked into that process, it's great.
And has the success from Sunshine on Leith enabled you to do other things that you couldn't have done before?
I think what it does is it opens a lot of doors, and I think, you know, some of the other projects which were probably more ambitious have more of a chance of coming to life now.
What's the plan for Black Camel now?
We will just be trying to make bigger budget movies, which will give us more time to shoot, give us access to bigger talent, and you know, just to open up our sort of boundaries a little bit more. I think is I suppose the number one benefit of having done a film at a certain level that's had a big release in the UK, and obviously perceptions of it, you know, that it's been received very, very well. So it just opens our avenues a little bit more, which is really exciting.
Would you tackle another musical?
Absolutely. The process isn't really much different, as Arabella said. It's just really a case of you shoot it in chunks. You shoot it, like, you know, shooting an action movie, shooting a fight sequence is essentially just coordinating a dance on screen anyway.
Right. It's more joyous, definitely, making a musical than making
an action. Yeah, there's more of a skip in your step when you make it.
Well, you know, you're singing along when you know, when you're shooting your musical numbers. Everybody's singing along, the crew are happy, everybody's happy. Yeah. When you're making fights, it's very violent and very aggressive, and everybody's getting beaten up. You know, it is a different tone.
What would you look at when someone was coming to Black Camel for a job?
Can-do attitude, a driving license. The ability and also the acceptance of being asked to make coffee and do mundane jobs.
You know, now we do need people who are really literate with computers. You know, you've got to be able to, you know, update the web pages. You've got to be able to probably go and self-shoot. You've probably got to be able to do a bit of editing. Mm-hmm. And they're not necessarily skills that we've got, but actually now we're asking our employees to do much more varied things than we ever had to do. So while I think you're right that there is a lot of mundane jobs, there's also a lot of creativity. When you work in a small production company, you get given a lot of responsibility. If you work in a bigger production company, you will just be doing photocopying. But I think in small companies, you know, our employees always get a lot of hands-on experience, because actually there's a lot of jobs that need doing.
I think you've got to be tenacious as well. You've got to go up there and really, really want it. You know, there will be a lot of
too much competition,
a lot of challenging times before you kind of reach the horizon kind of thing. And it's really important. You know, we're not blind enough to not see that, and I think it's amazing how much we crave that from people that come and work for us. It's really, really important to be very ambitious and tenacious with work, and to come in and nothing's a problem, and for it all to be doable. I think that's really important. And it's not about having to be perfect all the time by any stretch. It's about being up for it.
What about producers? What are the essential qualities that you think a producer should have?
Oh, I think there are different types of producers. I think, you know, if you're a film producer, I think you need to be able to, you know, you need to have an eye, you need to be able to spot an opportunity, you need to be able to action that opportunity, and I think you need a certain amount of brass neck in many ways, and you have to be pretty brave, pretty silly.
Pretty brave, very knowledgeable, passionate.
Knowledgeable about what though? I mean,
knowledgeable about the films that you want to make. Don't pretend that you want to make certain types of films. Make the films that make sense to you, because it's hard enough as it is. Never mind, you know, not understanding the end goal. I think that's a big piece of advice I would say. And make the films that you want to make. It's important to sort of have a vision and stick to it, because there are plenty of things that will come and challenge you, no matter what type of film you want to make. So it's important to enjoy the process. And if you don't enjoy the process, then it's not going to get any easier, put it that way.
What advice can you give to them? What should they be doing besides just studying?
They should be making relationships at every opportunity. You know, this whole business is built on who you know, and who trusts you and who can support you, and you should be getting work experience at every opportunity.
And also making as much stuff as you physically can, whether be it making movies, be it writing scripts, anything. You should be just getting as much stuff as physically possible done.